Hello, today we will be reshelling this Gameboy AGS 101 into a flame red shell. Now, for those who do not know, there's one difference between the launch model Game Boy Advances and the AGS 101s. The main difference is the screen. You can kind of see the AGS is black, while the launch model is gray. That's because your screen is quite a bit brighter. Now, with that in mind, we'll go ahead and start with the teardown. I want to do this for my brother's birthday because he always had a flame red Game Boy Advance growing up. I'm not sure what ever happened to it, but figured give him an AGS 101 version of it would be a proper way to salute his old one. Alright, real simple stuff. Just gotta unscrew some screws. Oh, I forgot to mention, before the video I already unscrewed the ones from the back. There. For the sake of time purposes. Yep, there's just 3 screws on the board here. And now when I lift this up, I gotta disconnect a ribbon cable from the motherboard. That'd be the screen. Yep, you can see it right there. I use my handy dandy plier or tweezers. There's these knobs you have to push down before you can take the ribbon cable out. There. Just like that. And seeing as this is a $75 screen, I do not want to mess that up. I actually had another AGS 101 for this specific purpose that I may or may not have broken. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with that. Alright, and then there's this Phillips screw right in there we need to get. It just kind of strikes me as odd. They use tri-ring screws for all the other components of the shell, outside shell, but not the hinge. Go figure, hey? I'm just holding the hinge part from the other side so that it actually comes out. Because otherwise it'll just unscrew with the hinge and it'll still be stuck in the shell itself. There you go. I just took out the screw. Now this part will come off. Now we gotta take all these out. Shouldn't be too hard at all. Now with these pliers, these are perhaps the greatest pliers to grace the world. There we go. I'm not going to use these stickers over anyway, so I'm not too worried about preserving them. We are, however, going to reuse the screen because it's in decent condition, and quite frankly, the last time I replaced a screen cover, it turned out really, really bad. So, we'll undo all these screws. And now we can free the case. I always just use my thumbnail for pushing along those edges. And we'll pull this front part forwards. Perfect. Alright, now we don't need to worry about that back cover anymore. This, however, we do. Alright, I'm going to flip it over. Now you can see this ribbon cable has a part that's a little skinnier. We're going to put this part through the hinge slot right here first. Kind of put it at an angle, so to speak. There, just like that. And that's free. Now for this one. Alright, we can go ahead and push that bottom off to the side for now. Now I pre-installed the hinge for this. Oh, then we got the buttons. Now I pre-installed the hinge for this. I can make another video showing how to uninstall and reinstall the hinges. I just had a couple extra from, well, AGS 101 I already broke, so I figured why not. Get a little bit of prep work out of the way. Alright, now we're going to put the skinny side through first. Through that hinge slot right there. There, piece of cake. Alright, now we're going to put the top. And I actually like doing the hinge part right now. This little plastic part that protects the hinge. Let's see. That top part is where the screw goes. And that bottom part's where the screw comes out of the shell. So we'll put that right like that. I'll flip it over. I believe it'll be here. Let me find the screw real quick. I got brand new screws here from the kit. I always like to at least give them a try. Sometimes the steel used in the screws are less than exceptional, but I figure it's free screws, right? It sure beats going to the hardware store and individually buying the lot. If you even can. I don't know if anybody sells tri-ring screws. There. Nice and snug. Not too tight. Alright. Now for the screen. I believe these were 4 Phillips. That's a tri-ring. That's a tri-ring. That's a tri-ring. Now these I should have sorted before the video, so I apologize about that. Okay, that's a Phillips. That stuck to my finger. There we go. That's a tri-wing. That's a tri-wing. That's Phillips, so we're looking for one more. And we're one short, but luckily I'm a hoarder. And we have lots of old screws. Oh, we need 5, don't we? Well, perfect. We have 5 just sitting there. I'm just gonna make sure this top shell is kind of flush here. It feels pretty good. So, we're gonna go ahead and start. Oh, these ones. There. Now the last time I did a reshelled Game Boy, I may or may not have used the wrong screws, and that may or may not have damaged the top screen. But I think it's, well, it didn't really visibly damage it, mind you. It just threaded the holes a little too far. But as long as I'm not taking those screws in and out all the time, I should be fine. There we go. That's all 5. Now once we get the rest of the parts on, we'll get all polished up and put those stickers and stuff over it. But now for the motherboard, we gotta do buttons and then motherboard. I'm gonna zoom in. So we just got a complete set of buttons here. I'm just gonna plug right in. Let's see, B button. I always gotta check with these. Check where exactly the B and A line goes. On the off chance that I'm a dork and put it in the wrong spot. So let's see, that'll be this hole right here. The good thing about these buttons is that it's pretty much impossible to put upside down, because of the little prongs, the little slots on the side. They kind of fix where it goes in the shell itself. Oh, I just put it sideways. I don't know how I managed to do that. I guess it is possible. Alright, now I'm looking for the A button. Well, it ran away somewhere. Here, we'll do the rest of the buttons while we wait for that to pop up. Oh. Start and select don't really matter, they're just normal buttons with iron markings. The slide button, however, it's pretty simple too. You can't really get it backwards, it just goes vertically up and down. Like that. Alright. Here we go. And this goes to this little extra piece goes to the side on that peg there. Time for these. And we'll put the speaker in now. That way I don't forget. Speakers are one of the things I always seem to forget somehow. And we'll raise these golden prongs up just a tad. There. Now for that. Alright, back to finding that A button. Yeah. Ah! It was underneath the system the whole time. Alright. I'm going to use this. Oh, pardon me. There. I'm going to use this piece of cardboard included to kind of push the buttons down, and we'll flip it over to make sure I got it right. Perfect. It's like I knew what I was doing. Alright. This is probably the hardest part of the whole build, is getting this ribbon cable into this box here. There's a trick to this too. If you put the screen out all the way, you can see this ribbon cable comes out. So we can just plug it right in. Hopefully. Ideally. I hate using tweezers on this part. because of the risk of vibration to the cable. But my fingers are clearly too small for that space. Or too big for that space. Alright, I believe... Oh, speakers are magnetic, beware. I believe that's not in all the way. Ah. This is why I hate ribbon cables, ladies and gentlemen. But at least there's only one to tangle with on this build. Alright, I believe that's in. We're gonna pull those closed. And gently put the speaker back in. Okay. There. And now we can put all of these back in, these Phillips screws. I really like using the original, there they are, original screws for this particular part because they're pretty pristine actually, unless you have a model that has been worked on before. They're pristine screws, there's no reason not to use them. Plus they're gold, and who doesn't like bling? Okay, now this power switch, just slide it right on top of that. Alright, I'll try to hurry and wrap this up. That's something I should have done before camera too, but oh well. We'll make sure this fits together nice and snug. Sometimes with the L and R buttons, they get a little weird. You can see right there, it's not quite lining up right, so we gotta do a little convincing. You know what, I'm glad this happened because I forgot the battery cover screw, the nut for the battery cover. It's this little thing right here. And it will go right here for that battery cover. This is another tricky part. Just getting it to slot in there. Because that is a perfect hole for it. So it only fits in exactly right. I'm going to be very careful with this. There we go. And before I even put the shell back on, I'm going to save myself a lot of hassle and just screw this battery cover in. There. Without the battery, because I want to try lining up the battery with this and all that good stuff. Okay. So that nut is nice and secure. That's not going anywhere. Alright, it doesn't look like anything's out of place. So this should align right. Operative word being should. I had some issues with this when I was fiddling with it before the video too. Okay, there's the power switch. Well, I think I'm gonna cut the video short because I don't think you guys want to see me fiddling with this for 10 minutes trying to get the case back on. There's just some basic screws here. There's a screw we have to get underneath there, and then these four obviously. That's it. Alright, so thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more and like the video.